This is the story of one man who had several sons. And these sons became patriarchs of their own tribes. And these tribes later became kingdoms. Then some 500 years ago, some of them realized they could use religion as a reason for engaging in family feuds. I'm your host, Tweeps. The channel is Intrinsic Kenya. Stay tuned.
I want that, I need that's real, homie. I can't believe that.
So, at first, Abraham had no children. And had it remained that way, there wouldn't be the Middle East crisis. Not the Gulf War, not the Arab-Israeli conflict, not the Persian Gulf Wars, none of it. But in his old age, he had two sons, and the elder by his concubine, and the younger by his wife. Hagar, his concubine, bore him Ishmael. Sarah, his wife, bore him Isaac. But then, contrary to the traditions of the times, Abraham made his younger son his heir. And when Ishmael had become of age, fearing the loss of her son's inheritance rights, Sarah had Abraham send Ishmael and his mother away. Ishmael went to live in the desert of Paran. And after a while, his mother found him an Egyptian girl with whom he had 12 sons. And these 12 sons each became a prince in the region. One of these 12 sons, Kedar, later became the ancestor of the Islamic prophet Muhammad. When Isaac was old enough for marriage, Abraham sought a wife for him, Rebekah. And Rebekah gave birth to twin sons, Esau and Jacob. Esau was a lover of women, so it was no surprise that he wound up marrying one of Ishmael's daughters as his third wife. And this lack of virtue or restraint is said to have cost Esau his birthright, which passed on to his younger brother Jacob. Fortune favored Jacob for waiting upon his father for direction. And when he finally married, he became the father of 12 sons. These 12 sons became the nation that is known as Israel. And from one of these 12 brothers descended David and later Jesus, whom the Christians call Messiah, but is to the world the most controversial figure in history. After Sarah's death, Abraham married another woman, Keturah, and together they had 6 sons. Keturah's 6 sons, just like Ishmael's and Esau's, are considered to have become the ancestors of various other Semitic tribes. Abraham lived a nomadic life in a place formerly known as Canaan. His son Isaac lived in the same region and took over the estate after his death. Isaac handed down the inheritance from his father to Jacob when the time came. Jacob divided the land among his 12 sons and renamed the land Israel. Israel became their home and their heritage, to be passed on from one generation to another. And their kindred Semitic tribes, that is, the descendants of Ishmael, Esau, and Keturah, although sharing mutual borders with Israel, lived autonomously. The biggest take-home at this point is that the concept of religious rivalry and territorial disputes the Sinai Peninsula is known for in recent times did not exist in their era. There was the mutual respect for the other, as they were all in essence children of Abraham. But over the course of time, these Semitic tribes have seemingly grown farther apart. Their cultural and religious distinctions have become the basis of national pride as well as conflict in the present day. I've been your host, Tweeps. The channel is Intrinsic Kenya, and I'll see you in the next one.
I want that, I need that, that's real homie. I can't believe that.